Welcome to TradeTheMBI.com. This is John. This report is for the 19th of November. Well, there you see it, ES at highs, matching. Still consistent with those readings. Magenta, the MBI still rising, as well as the white finally catching up to it. So any turn down could give us a little bit of a pullback to it, but still within the expectations. We're still looking for us to move towards the 47.20 range before any significant pullback. We are seeing the leveling out on the shakeout here of the gold as well as the Azures just reaching in. So as soon as those flatten over, then we would have some indication of a change. But of course, going into Thanksgiving week should be pretty benign, as traders pretty much Friday will be done for the week from the NQ actually breaking out to new highs. So that one is actually pushing forward. You can see the divergence here where we had on the DOC midterm buyers in the green and shorts falling below. So all in all, full buy from NASDAQ standpoint has been for a few days. YM, which is the Dow, not so much, struggling relative to that. And then some of the discrepancies. The euro is still in disaster zone. Gold maintaining right at the highs. So that's just an indication of expected inflationary pressures. You have the treasuries, slight improvement there, a little bit higher yield, but I don't expect that to last long. It really depends on oil. Oil still close to the highs, below 76%, above the 61. If it moves back up, then we'll see treasuries continue to fade. Bitcoin, well, we saw the breakdown that was happening from the peak when it first happened after it nearly got to the 70,000 mark, and then once we were in that 66,000 plus range, we got the short signal, and it has not changed since. And here we are down to 57 now. Interestingly enough, you're looking at exactly the last spot where we supported was the previous algo level at 59.7, and then right here where we got support was at the 57.500. So for all those that think that futures don't have an impact on what's happening with Bitcoin, that we're sure able to tell exactly where we're going with all of these pullback zones and that. 50K on ES, we had the buy setup, and then we had that brief sell down, and it took that loss on that one, and then turned around and ended up buying it pretty close to the exact same spot it was originally. So that happens periodically. No big deal. Oh, I thought I would go back because I've been continuing the adjustment with the Bitcoin futures from the strategy standpoint. Thought I'd show that results there. I actually did a couple of optimizations from the short side, so you can see that it's pretty much becoming fairly even with a 1.54, 1.9 profit factor, so quite excellent. That's what, 6.7 million there from just the, well, it'll almost be 1 full year because this chart begins at 12-13 range, and we're at 11-18, so pretty soon we'll be at the full year range. And then from a 5K ES intraday, can slide this just a little bit. So look at that. First time we actually have to slide the chart just fractionally to begin the day. We started off with a little bit of a peak move. We hit our first sell signal here at the magenta, and not only did we fade lower, as soon as we get the little bit of a pop, we had MBI white leading that charge. Once that happened, straight back to the 0% line, filled that in, and then actually continued to go down until we got the yellow GAM buy signal. Traded sideways for a little bit on that, and then just took off, exploded, and made new highs, pushed back through there. And then we just kind of bounced around a little bit through there, ending pretty well at the peak, and actually breaking out into highs going into after hours. So all in all, an easy day, pretty clean. And just keep plugging away at it as I finish those adjustments on the futures for the Bitcoin, and that I will give you the input adjustments to make for them. That way you'll have that update to be able to follow along with those as well. Any additional updates I will certainly send out. As always, though, trade well. We'll talk to you later.